Yes, cross is not the sign of Christianity. Dove is not the sign of Christianity. Ichthys is not the sign of Christianity. Yes. So the Spirit of God came on Jesus Christ like a dove. The Spirit of God came on the disciples as a flame of fire. So the Spirit of God can appear in any form. The Spirit of God, who knows the shape of the Spirit of God? I want to talk about the sign of Christianity, because I've been seeing things online about people talking about the cross as a sign of Christianity. Or there's a fish symbol called Ichthys. They also call it a sign of Christianity, or dove as a sign of Christianity. Actually, different denominations have their own signs as their own sign. Actually, that is actually a doctrine. Different denominations have their doctrine, and that doctrine is their sign. But as a Christian, like what Christ came to give us, the doctrine Christ came to give us, that is the doctrine Christ came to give us does not have a sign. Yes, cross is not the sign of Christianity. Dove is not the sign of Christianity. Ichthys is not the sign of Christianity. Yes, pioneers of those days might actually have their own doctrines and they might have their sign, but Christians don't have a sign. Okay. Everybody knows this particular Bible verse, Acts chapter 11, verse 26. And when he found verse 26, yes. And when he found them, he brought him to Antioch. So for a whole year, Barnabas and Saul met with the church and taught great number of people. The disciples were called Christians first at Antioch. The disciples were called Christians first at Antioch. What is the sign of Christianity? We are the sign of Christianity. We that follow Jesus Christ. Who is a Christian? Christians are the disciples of Christ, people that follow Christ's teachings. The sign of Christianity is not a symbol. The sign of Christianity is not a sign of fish. The sign of Christianity is not a dove. Yes, the cross, Jesus Christ died on the cross, obviously, but it does not. Is not our sign. But if Christ is not in the person and the person carried the cross, might not make him a Christian. Anyone that follows the teachings and the doctrine of Christ is a Christian. Someone that follows the teaching, the doctrine of Christ, and does not carry a cross on his neck is a Christian. Cross is never a sign of Christian. It might come with a doctrine or a church. A founding father, a pioneer might bring out cross as their own sign. It does not make it a sign of Christianity, but a sign of a doctrine or of a denomination. Ichthys too might not be Ichthys, that is the fish symbol. It's not also a sign. That is go and fishers of men also, something like that. It's not a sign, but one that carries the Spirit of God in him, the Spirit that Christ promised us in the book of John chapter 14. He said that I'm going to send an advocate that is going to tell you what to do. In that John chapter 14 again, Jesus Christ said something again that anyone that loves me and keeps my commandments, that the Father is going to reside in him. Yes, anyone that keeps his commandment loves Jesus Christ. A sign of Christianity is us, because of we carry Christ in us and we behave like Christ. Not the cross we carry, not the cross we put on our neck, or not the dove we put as symbol. Okay, let's look at this dove as an example. As a Christian, they call the dove as the spirit of that when Jesus Christ got baptized, a dove rested. The Spirit of God was like a dove that rested on him. Was like a dove. Okay, that is for Jesus Christ. When the disciples also received the Spirit of God, they said the Spirit of God rested on them as like a flame of fire on each disciples. The Spirit of God came on Jesus Christ like a dove. The Spirit of God came on the disciples as a flame of fire. So the Spirit of God can appear in any form. The Spirit of God, who knows the shape of the Spirit of God? No one. But when he wants to rest if the Spirit of God wants to rest on an individual, it can come in any form, but that does not mean that is the shape of the Spirit of God. Okay, the Spirit of God can come as a wind. It can come as a wind. It can come as water. The Spirit of God can come as any form or shape, but that form or shape does not make it a sign of Christianity. Okay, some angels of darkness appears as angels of light also. You might carry the cross, and it might be the cross of the thief. Yeah, do you know in those days the cross is actually a punishment for those thieves. The Romans used to punish hardened criminals. Yes, but the sign of Christianity is not the cross, but we, the believers the believer of Christ, are the sign. One that portray Christ in action, in deed, and word. We are the sign of Christianity. Thank you.